Oh, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is Minivex weekly series, hashtag 7 grands, and here we go. It's time for match number 1. It's the Wrangle time, baby. Here we go. The flight path initiating from Stalber, finishing off towards the western regions of Gatka, northern region oriented flight path. And probably all the drop locations present in the northern region will be easy to access. Heading to its source node military base, it's going to be a hell of a battle there happening. We've started with a total amount of 21 teams and 80 players. So there are a lot of chances where teams might indulge themselves into early fights. And an early fight might be seen from Yasna Poliana as Team RTC is heading towards Yasna Poliana. Along with them, there's another team who's heading towards Yasna Poliana for now, and that is going to be Team Ramasti 77K. And here comes in the first circle as well. Not at all associated with the flight path, I'd say. Your circle is favoring the northwestern regions, flight path favoring the northern regions. Three teams, they have to travel a lot, especially if we talk about Team MVP Esports. They have to travel a lot, so maybe they'll collect their loot and they'll go for early rotation, because in this kind of a circle, you know that the center will be favored for sure, because there are water areas inside the circle. So maybe we might see a Fairy Beer finish or a Query finish, you never know. Team Revolution into a fight. One of the players got knocked out. That's Abu Jean, who got knocked out. Wanted, flushes him out. Tries to flush him out. But that pump shotgun doesn't connect well. And Fora, taking advantage of the situation, goes for that Rev. Well, Wanted is all alone in this compound. So he has to be submissive. Wanted with that Scarl misses. Oh my god, what a blunder that was. But finally he connects that pump shotgun, but that wasn't enough. And he gets knocked out. The flush comes in immediately. But here, Team RTC is not going to stop. Red Z Esports. The other three players arrive in the same compound. The help arrives a bit late. But can Red Z Esports end this fight? E-skill, there was no need to jump down. And he makes a mistake there. Abu Jean is already so much low. And GE is closing in to knock down Abu Jean. He's just running for now. He has no healings. He has to run. He cannot do much. Or he has to pull out some kind of a miracle to find Team RTC. Red Z Esports, but he gets knocked out too. So just now one last player surviving for Team Revolution, and that's going to be Fora, who's going for that Rev. Maybe Aslan will try to contribute some into this fight, but it all depends on Fora, what he does, because he has the most amount of HP. Does Aslan have a first aid? No, he doesn't. In Fora, he can provide a first aid to your teammate. That's not happening. And still a Team Red Z Esports, they're waiting. And now that first aid will be borrowed by Aslan, but that grenade is coming in. Here goes in that sticky bomb as well. Fora losing tremendous amount of HP. And the players will now hear the bandages popping sound with Fora, wow! With that sticky bomb, he knocked out a player. And that's a rare visual. That doesn't happen much. But Aslan, as soon as after jumping down, as soon as he jumps down, he'll be taken down. GE does a fabulous job. Hizoka does a fabulous job then. Red Z Esports winning that fight. 4 eliminations into their bag. That was an early war for Red Z Esports. That was a hell of a ride. A roller coaster ride that was, but finally got into the skin of Team Revolution. Team Revolution out on 21st position. This first game going all in vain. Miserable performance. A lot of teams deep inside the circle, there's going to be paid esports, and they're fighting Team Modernet. A 4v4 fight, but Team Modern, as compared to Team Paid, has a better split for now. So Crazy might get caught in between. That's a sandwich situation for sure. Aldic is just moving. Maybe he's trying to get closer. Merrick gets knocked out. That's a miss happening there. Merrick gets knocked out, gets flushed out immediately. And at a time, maybe Team Paid Esports, they're fighting 2 teams. What's happening here? Look at Try, how much far away he is. And did Modern get that frag? No. So yes, Team Paid was fighting 2 teams at a time. And there was sort of confusion happened there. Paid Esports losing on early. And Alec doesn't know that 2 of the players of Paid Esports are on the rooftop. He has 2 grenades. He could have checked out one there. It has no information about his opponents. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to see what Modern Esports is up to. And as soon as Aldec he runs out and open, Gets so much low. Crazy getting a really good damage for himself. But now Aldic knows that Crazy is on the roof. So now those two grenades become much more crucial. He has to bring in a opening. He has to do it. But uh-oh. Anger gets knocked out, and what is he doing in such a wide open area? What did he think? That nobody would be able to see him? That is bad. That's too much casual. And Aldic, Crazy is knocked out. He's trying to move in. And just two players now surviving. Try wants to regroup with his teammates. He has closed in too, just to provide some extra assistance to his teammates. And it's going to be a 1v1 against Aldic. Try withdraws. Where's Hitmean? Hitmean. Even he reunites with his teammates. But Hitmean and Try now has a very small area to survive. They won't be getting much space to move. Brilliant grenade that is by Hitmean. Aldic gets knocked out, and this is where maybe Hitmean will be able to revive Crazy. He'll be buying enough time for himself. Coach! Wow, what a reflex that was. Was Millar Z. Try will be taken down too. So Modern at Esports winning that fight in a convincing fashion. And on 18th position, Fade Esports gets eliminated. Thank you so much for being patient, ladies and gentlemen. And again, Modern, they are into fight. So a lot of teams are trying to grab the center of the circle. Modern has a fabulous position, and all the teams will come this way. All they gotta do is just hold this position well. Second circle goes for a centralized shift. Maximum teams, they're deep inside the circle. Uh-oh, Babu gets got by Kazum. And that was a spray coming in from a range. That's a spray that was coming in from a range, so maybe it's difficult to flush out Babu, but look at him, how low he is. So there won't be any rev happening there, and Babu is gonna get cooked. He's out of this game. Kazum getting that frag. That is brilliant. So that is Team Blood of Nepal, who's off the mark in the early stages. Really good start coming in. And Blood of Nepal playing with just 3 players. Jonathan with this card's gonna be a lot of cover being provided there. Fighters against Team AG. Amrit gets knocked out. And Jonathan, oh my goodness, what a grenade that was by Scar. And now Jonathan on his knees, Hades, he will be the last player surviving and he cannot do much with this position. But even Scar gets finished out. It was APX Bobby who will be finishing him out. So Team APX joining the party. Yep. APX Esports showing up out of nowhere. And Hades still all alone inside that compound. Team Apex Esports will try to sweep out that compound. But maybe they won't take that much amount of risk. But that compound is going to be a really good investment because deep inside the circle and you'll be getting a hard cover too. It's better than playing in such a wide open area. It's safe, it's secure. I mean, in my opinion, that's good. Unknown gets knocked out. Team Modern and Esports on the other side. Unknown is of some other team. Okay, that was no Team Modern and Esports. But Team Modern and Esports is fighting Team MVP. And have they knocked out any player? In Team 16 for now, they're caught in a wide open area. And that is unknown. Yep. And that is. That is going to be Team Nana. Unknown did got knocked out, but the rev will come in immediately. And there was a knock coming in from a range, maybe. There was a close range opening created. 2 eliminations secured by Team Nana. So that's a good start. Unknown did go knocked out. Maybe an unexpected slam and came their way. The third circle, what a shift that is. Circle goes for a Eastern shift. Modern at Esports, they'll be very much happy right now because the kind of position they have inside the circle, they don't have to do anything extra here. The circle keeps on following them. So they have to just sit inside a property and keep on bothering the teams who will be rotating closely. But RTZ Esports now wants to grab the center of the circle, and this is the strategy of most of the teams. But that was Team GE in between. Brooklyn Esports is cutting off the rotation of Team RTZ. It's always risky when you try to grab the center of the circle, the center of stage 3. When you try to grab, it's always risky because there are a lot of teams already inside the circle. So it comes with a price, and Team RTC Esports, they'll be losing 2 of the players to Team GE while rotating, and now there are just 2 players remaining, so they cannot hold any prime location inside the circle. They have to go for an underrated one. Maybe they'll need to rotate in future too. But GE has a threat of being stabbed in the back as Team Nana is trying to close in. And that compound where Team Nana was present was still inside the compound. But still, I mean, they wanted some eliminations, I guess. That's why not staying on the edge, trying to move in closer. 3 eliminations they've already got. Maybe RTC Esports, they faced 3 casualties or they're completely eliminated from this game. They're out. They're eliminated. So that means maybe Team Nana got one of their elimination too. Oh, that was good tracing coming in. Lyrox getting too much low, so he has to divert his movement. And Team Nana as Clutcher got knocked out. That's a close range fight happening there. Shots immediately switched onto the grenade. Lyrox might get knocked out. Uh-oh. Logic surprises Lyrox. He's out of this game too. He'll be immediately clutched out. Just down to 2 players now. Team Nana is. Team GE is brilliantly defending the position. The Duke, he will be eliminated. So it's a 3v2 fight. Numbers advantage. Still with Team GE. Prince gets cooked. So now just down to 2 players, Team GE is, and they're losing their grip on this fight. They're fading fast. Team NN bringing in hopes for their fans as they are giving a really tough fight to Team GE. And it won't come easy for them. I don't know why not. The duel surviving. I know he's trying to move closer. Maybe he's trying to revive Clutcher there. It would be a good investment. But Logic, if he senses that, maybe he will go for some grenades. But Unknown by that time will successfully revive Clutcher. And Logic doesn't know where actually Unknown is. And that's a surprise coming in for Logic. And just one last player alive. That's going to be Shad. And Shad, with that outstanding spray, will be knocking down Clutcher. A random spray going through the smoke. Shots. His head was visible there. Unknown explodes on him. Shots is kind of a low, but first he'll heal himself. That's why not changes the seat of the vehicle and gets got. Shots anticipated it really well. That's an overcommitting move coming in. Doesn't Team N have any grenades? Yeah. Unknown is in a wide open area. Picks up 8 by Shads, gets 2. And Clutcher now is the last man standing, but Shads 1v3. An attempt of 1v3 will fail there. And Team GE gets eliminated on 13th position. 12 teams and a total of 35 players are now live. Stage 4 has been initiated. Circular moves for a northwestern shift. If you talk about Team 7, Paid Esports, they're going to be in the western regions of the circle. Team 14, that is Team Sage, making the rotation much more bigger, using the west to rotate, and they'll head towards the north maybe to enter the circle, because that's going to be an easy rotation coming in for them. The solo player in the north of Team 6, so less competition for Team Sage if they use the northern regions to rotate. A lot of teams are going to use the southern regions to rotate. Look at that cluster in the southwest. APX versus the Caliphate Esports versus Brothers in Arms. So 3 teams might fight. And in the southeast, if we see, it's going to be MVP versus Modernet versus Team Red Sea Esports. But MVP Esports will be dodging that fight, and they're heading towards the center of the circle. Maybe if they head towards 21 Guns, you never know. That might be an expected fight coming in. But Team Sage Esports just cleverly using the northwest, entering the circle and trying to settle down themselves. Team Nana doesn't have to move much. That's a small distance they have to cover. 12 teams, 35 players, and now I guess the intensity will rise of this game. Modern Esports taking so much time to rotate. Maybe they are trying to be settled on the edge only. They're not trying to move deep inside the circle. And as they know, there are a lot of teams right behind their back. So rotating early might lead to backstab, and that is what they are not ready to risk. RTC Esports tanking Modernet, but the shots will keep coming in. And C77, that was very close. His vehicle almost smoked out, but RTC Esports will successfully reach their destination. But Circle immediately goes for the western shift, so before settling down, RTC Esports might think about executing another rotation. But I guess they are ready to fight Team Nana, and Clutcher gets knocked out. Clutcher being overwhelmed there. Just the numbers disadvantage factor bringing down Team Nana. And Unknown doesn't stop, heads towards the circle. That's a great decision in my opinion. There was no need to stop and fight. You don't want to let your emotions control you. Smokey, that's a great knock. RJ gets knocked out, and it's time to close in. Sage Esports is going to take revenge for Aura. Just one last player surviving. And it's going to be an easy event coming in for Team Sage Esports, but you never know. Potion might pull off a miracle. And oh, that ran over by Smokey, and he executes a clutch against Team MVP. And the northern edge will be conquered by Team Sage. By the way, Stage 5 has just initiated, and the question is Team Sage present inside the circle? Not for now. But a huge fight happening in the west. And that is going to be Team APX. And still, 977... One of the players of 977 is still inside that compound, just sitting inside that corner. Just sitting in that corner. And he's not moving much. There's going to be Hayes. And maybe he doesn't even have enough amount of loot. Yeah, look at him. Just 12 bandages he has. Maybe we'll try to give a casualty to Team APX. But he has deployed those smokes. So, isn't that sus for Team APX? Where are those smokes coming from, actually? But look at Hayes, the way he's moving. That's a clever move. And yeah, all he wants to do right now is just give a casualty to Team APX. He doesn't want anything extra from this game. Sage Esports gets a compound for themselves. Even Team Gunnex, they have a really good position inside the circuit. So both these teams inside the same compound. And when you're close to your opponents, there's no peace in between. So this fight is gonna start for sure. Hayes gets cooked. Survived a lot, but Team 977 gets eliminated on 8th position. Aldic will be taken down. Modernet is out. Unknown trying to swim against the tide. He takes down KE Anubis. It's a 1v2 still left. And can he bring in some knocks with that grenade? He has the circle advantage. And the irony is, there are just 2 teams present inside the circle. So, rest of the 4 teams, they have to move. Unknown keeping an eye on Team RTZ. They are comparatively an easy target here. but TCE might think about retaliating on Unknown. Do they have enough amount of grenades? But Unknown is now trying to go for one, but that came in too late. But Unknown with that grenade finishing out Dawood. That is brilliant. And that's a no-look grenade. He didn't even look back after getting that frag for himself. Completely focused on Team RTC he is. And one of the players of Team RTC got knocked out. That is Ritzy Esports. And Unknown knows that sooner or later Ritzy Esports will try to move. By the way, they are taking so much time just to execute the rotation. And now Nolas has showed up. He's trying to use some grenades there just to seek some opening. Ritzy Esports will be bypassing Team Gunx. They'll be moving towards the circle. Hizuka will be left behind. Did not Ritzy Esports move? Hizuka was left behind. Hizuka gets knocked out. C77 will be taken down too. So Ritzy Esports are eliminated on 5th position. It was a decent performance coming in from the first game of the Grand Finals. Apex Esports just brilliantly baiting the players of Team Sage. And Golden Prime switches onto DBS, but the vehicle needs to be brought back into the playing area. TC shooter, last player he is. Again, Prime goes for the attempt, fails. That's a brilliant retaliation coming in. And Golden was just about to get knocked out. Oh, the tracing came from a range. And that is so much sad. Team APX will be getting eliminated on 4th position. Anubis. That was a brilliant tracing made on Golden Prime. Team APX is out. Now 3 teams, 6 players. Captain gets knocked out. Anubis fighting hard. And now Anubis will be humbled too. Look at Team TCE, 13 eliminations out of this first game. That's going to really help them out to get a good position on the points table. That is true. But Anubis hard picking there, and he'll be punished for that. No less. Well, he gets an anger for himself. And it's a 2-3 fight. TCE might get overwhelmed because of the numbers disadvantage factor. And Gunx can surely execute multiple things at this point. And maybe they have a lot of utilities in their bag. So that is going to bother TCE a lot. Well, shooter went for that random spray. Makes the connection. Captain gets caught in that brilliant spray of shooter. And it's going to be a 1v1 against Nolas. And Nolas just continuously using the utilities. Shooter gets knocked out by Nolas. But Nolas, he got finished because of the blue zone. And that's a winner-winner chicken dinner coming in for Team TCE. Anubis rocking in this game. Look at the amount of elims he has got for himself. 15 elimination winner-winner chicken dinner secured by Team TCE. Hashtag 2 for Gunx and Sage Esports. Even they've done well by securing hashtag 3 with decent amount of eliminations. That's the end of match number 1. We'll be taking a short break and we'll be right back. Then match number 2 is going to be Miramar. Make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button by then. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for match number two. We are heading towards Miramar, and here we go. The flight path is here. Initiates from the southern regions of Los Leones, finishes off towards Campo Militar, and it favors the complete eastern regions of Miramar map. It will be easy to access the central regions. It will be difficult to head towards the western regions of Miramar map. And a lot of teams jumping early. That means that the southern region might become a hot spot. And especially right now, if you talk about Team 12, TMP, Tempest Esports, I guess they'll be heading towards the southern regions of Los Leones, and Team Riamasti 77K. Team RM, they're heading towards Pantona. AG Esports heading towards Puerto Paraiso. Multiple teams may be heading towards Los Leones, so that will lead to a huge drop, clash for sure. Impala might become a hotspot. First circle has been initiated, favoring the southeastern regions of Miramar, La Trilera deep inside the circle. So teams doesn't really now need to extend a lot from the flight path and head towards the west, because the game is pretty much now southeastern region oriented. And the circle is even associated with the flight path too. Paid Esports immediately after dropping a miserable start for them, as Miri got knocked out, but that will be an easy rev coming in. Is there anybody closing in for now? Well, I don't say that that spray came from a range. Maybe that knock came from a range. Maybe by Team APX Esports. So we have started off with just 20 teams in this game. Sage Esports had a great last game, but this is the problem. Whichever team plays well in the first angle usually fumbles in the very next game. And that has happened with Team Sage Esports. They're down to 2 players. They're fighting Paid Esports. Just a 4v2 fight left, but Pearl is maybe confident with that M Gerard. And instead of increasing that distance, he's trying to close in by himself. He's taking the initiative. And where is Poison? He's miles back right now. And Pearl has to fight Team Paid by himself. And between all this, there's a grenade coming in. There goes with the pre-fire, but Pearl makes no connection. Poison shows up too. Poison, overcommitting too much. Just goes in. And look at him, how much low he is. He has no healings right now. So he has to fight with all he's got right now. Just 10 HPs. Just one bullet connection will be enough for him to get knocked out. And the double barrel shotgun, not even a good option to fight. Yeah. Double barrel shotgun is not that great of a weapon to fight your opponents, especially in close range. And when it's in close range only, you'll be using a double barrel shotgun, especially when it's a 1v3 or 1v4 scenario. If it's a 1v1, then maybe you can rely on that weapon, but if you're fighting multiple opponents at the same time, then I feel like that's a trash weapon, because you have to keep on reloading it, and mostly opponents take advantage of the situation. But when you have nothing, maybe that's what you're gonna use just to fight. Roxy Esports fighting Quetta Esports. Well, Quetta Esports, they were on back foot, but somehow they landed back on their feet. And players are so much away from each other. That's a split being maintained, and Roxy Esports punishing Quetta Esports for that. And Luca has been trapped and will get knocked out. Luca even revealing his body too much there. Not taking advantage of TPP or cover. Luca is out. Unknown. Tayson is the tool surviving. And we all saw it coming that there will be a huge fight happening in Impala. And that is happening for now. So Unknown and Dizon, what are they up to? Can they turn this fight? Can they win this fight? It's not going to be easy at all. But just patience now they have to show. They have to let Roxy Esports take the initiative of this fight. Team Nana as well, down to just 2 players. Lyrox and Clutcher is the duo surviving, and they are fighting Team 4HB. Well, for now it's a long range fight, but if Brothers in Arms, they find weapons, they are coming closer. If they find vehicles, they are coming closer. And they do have vehicles right now. They have enough amount of weapons as well. So this is not a fight which is fought with less loot. This is a fight which is fought by Team Brothers in Arms with all the loot in the world. So they have, enough amount of loot with them, enough resources to get into a full-fledged war against Team Nana, and it's already a 4v2. So it will be better to get more and more eliminations, as many eliminations as you can in the initial stages. Oh, APX Esports out of nowhere showing up. Dangu. 4 hungry brothers. This is, ladies and gentlemen, and not brothers in arms. Well, Archer showing up for 4 HP. And Changu, that was. He spotted APX, but retaliation was even much more better, so Changu had to protect himself before taking down any player of Team APX. Quit Esports, by the way. Taking down 2 players of Team Roxy. And Roxy Esports made a mess. Well, 4 Eagles they'll be securing. That means elimination will be faced by Team Quit Esports here. But this fight should have been won by Team Roxy Esports without losing any player. But that they couldn't do. That is sad. They're down to just 2 players now, Caesar and Leo Messi. But again, initial stages casualties, just like the last game. This is the kind of play which was shown by Team Roxy Esports in the last game. And this is like a deja vu for them. Second circle is about to begin. Fight coming in from Minas Generalist, 977 Esports. And have a really great last game. Those early drop flashes. That early drop flash just against one team. I don't remember the name. But yeah, that bothered them a lot in the last game. And that was Hayes maybe of 977 Esports who was just surviving. 977 Esports got a decent game. I mean, they could have got eliminated way too early, but just Hayes surviving a lot for his team. And not getting any placement points. But that was a respectful elimination faced by 977 Esports. But here in Truck Stop, they seem much more confident. And they've surrounded Team Fade Esports from 4 different directions. Jonathan knocking down Lost My Mind. And that's a immediate flush coming in. So down to 3 players now, Team Fade Esports. That is a problem. 977 Esports with a great setup. Circle moves for a southern shift. A lot of teams are going to rotate from the northern regions. So 977 Esports, they have to be a bit careful because a lot of third parties might happen there. 4HP Esports, unexpectedly, they headed to his Impala. And in Impala, they'll be fighting Roxy Esports. Have they given any casualty to Roxy Esports? Yep. Caesar is out. Third elimination for 4HB, and I'm not able to get it. Why 4HB Esports headed to his Impala? Impala is not even center of the circle, but maybe they feel like the upcoming shifts might favor Impala, so they'll be investing in the nearby properties. TCE down to just 2 players. Even they had a great last game. TCE was got a winner chicken dinner in the last game, but here about to get eliminated by Team APX. Has been turned into a 3v2 shooter. Deploying those smokes. But a grenade might come in. Oh, very smartly shooter. Those baby footsteps he'll be moving and knocks down Dog. That is clever. It's a 1v2, but there is a threat of being stabbed in the back. Shooter has to focus on the player who's behind him. It's turned into a 3v3 now. But that is Shroud. Who is that? Team APX who's way behind. Shiro, that is. And he has an angle on Team TCE. Oh wow, what a burst that is! And that was Roby who'll be knocking down Anubis. So APX Esports, they are doing a fantabulous job in close range, keeping the pressure on Team TCE. And the revival has been provided to Chug. So now a miserable situation for TCE as it is again into as it's again turned into a 4v2. But Dow just sneaks out of the room and goes for that revival, but Roby connects that S12K right through the smoke, and Dow is so much slow. But Anubis, he will be given that revival. That is great. And again, it's a 4v3. No, Anubis wasn't given that revival, so he'll be flushed out. And that's what I was wondering about. How did he get that revival so much quickly? He didn't get any revival there. So, Anubis is out. TCE down to 2 players. And now TC is losing their grip on this fight. Shooter gets knocked out. One by one, players getting eliminated. And just one last player out surviving. It's a 1v4 scenario, and that will be taken down. Apex Esports with a clean sweep, eliminating the team who was the head of the table in the last game. 15th position, TCE Esports is out. 14 teams and 43 players are now alive. This Miramar has been so much explosive right from the initial stages. Teams have been fighting a lot. And there are fights continuously happening. And it's Rinse Esports. They also played really well in the last game. Wow! That was a fabulous grenade. C77. Nolas gets knocked out. That was a good tracing. And Babu, he will be finished. So all the teams who played well in the last game are out in the initial stages. So this is a huge change happening on the points table. This will change everything. And after this Miramar, maybe a new team will be seen getting #1 on the points table. But the thing is that TCE didn't get eliminated empty-handed. They had few amount of elims, I guess 4. So if they won, they will get they will get a lead on the points table, surely. But just a 4 points lead, that's not going to be enough. And if any team goes for a hardcore finish in this Miramar game and gets a good amount of eliminations in their bag, and even a winner chicken dinner too, there is a threat that TCE might lose their #1. That would be so much exciting for the audience, because right after the first game, the tabletop team being pulled down, and a new tabletop team will be seen. That will create a lot of hype for Rondo. By the way, third circle completely favoring Los Leones, so this might lead to a Urban City finish. Are we heading towards a Los Leones finish? You know, in the earlier stages, when Miramar, in 2019-20, at that time, most of the circles used to favor Los Leones. Most of the circle. That was the problem with Miramar. It was so much certain. Most of the circles used to form in Miramar. Most of the circles used to form in Los Leones in the map of Miramar. But now it has completely changed. So after a very long time, probably we'll be able to see Los Leones circle. Now it's completely eradicated. Yeah, now we rarely see Los Leones circle. But maybe in this game it might happen. We might head towards Los Leones finish. AG versus RM. Lucas got knocked out. Scar keeps on tracing. Venom gets out of the vehicle. That was brilliant. But Scar switches on to that grenade. And even before Venom pops in that first hit, Scar maybe will knock him down with a grenade. But Venom heals himself and the grenade was cut short. Wow! Venom knocks down Scar, but Venom himself got finished out because of that vehicle burst. So much lucky Scar is. And he'll get that revival. Alpha and Two-Face were alive to provide him enough assistance. But Team RM will be getting out on 13th position. So 12 teams, 36 players. That's not a big number for stage 3. Usually we see 60 plus players in stage 3, but that's not what is happening in this game. Because as I said, this game has been so much violent since the very initial stages. I've seen a lot of teams fighting. And there's a third party now happening on APX, maybe? No. APX was just minding their own business, and 4HP Esports, they wanted fight, so there's no third party. That's a direct fight happening between 4HP Esports and Team APX. And Dino is the only man who has closed in. But Shiro is smart, he's trying to put up a flank angle, and he will be spotted too, and his vehicle is not really in a good position. His vehicle is not really in a good state. But that is a wild split maintained by Team APX. Golden trying with a side angle. Look at him, how much damage he dealt on Dino there, but should have knocked him out. And Dino just runs back now for help. Is APX Esports trying to close in and take down Dino? That won't happen because Kajula, he has his teammates back. That won't happen. It's a great setup made by Team 4HB Esports as well. But again, now Dino switches onto the grenade. Archer is trying to close in. Dino with the grenade knocks down Tug. But just overcommitting by Dino, and he gets knocked out. There was not really a need to flush out Tug so much early. He was already so much low there. Shiro grabs that rev immediately. Archer, even he wants to revive his teammate, but he's comparatively a bit low. Archer, Dino, both of them needs to step back. That Molotov coming in. Dino gets that revival successfully. Archer leaving that pump shotgun. Doesn't have much healing that well. He have to heal himself. Maybe a grenade will ruin everything for Archer, but maybe Apex Esports doesn't have any. Tug gets knocked out by Kazla. Shiro gets flushed out. That was a good grenade. Right on target. And Apex Esports down to 2 players, so that split didn't really work out for them. And lack of communication between players, because Golden Prime had no angle on opponents, the players not being in the angle of teammates. Golden Prime, he had a good position to provide enough amount of cover to his teammates, but I guess a bit of overcommitting happened there. That's why Golden Prime couldn't do much. So Team APX lost their momentum. Stage 4 has been initiated. There are a lot of fights now happening right in the center. Teams doesn't want to hold any properties here in Las Vegas. Teams just wants to fight. And Team Nana versus Apex Esports happening. Team Apex Esports wanted to chill. Wanted a change. They were in a fight till now. But they wanted to hold. That didn't happen. Wherever they're going, they're facing competition. And here as well. Facing Team Nana. Team Nana not really in a mood to come down and fight Team APX. Either APX is taking the initiative to climb up and fight Team Nana. By the way, Circa goes for a sudden shift. APX Esports must be very much happy they're still present inside the circle. So surely now, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading towards the Los Leones City finish. And this will lead to a very chaotic ending. That is true. Because a lot of teams will be alive in the end circle. Esports trying to move up. Zeus of Tempest Esports will be wiped out. Tempest Esports down to 2. They were just playing with 3 players. And I don't know why. They were so much separated from each other. Because there was no need to do that. Numbers disadvantage factor if you have to play together. And especially when there's an urban city finish. There are no enough chances to provide cover to your teammate in such kind of a setting. Eastern Edge is so much busy. So many teams here. Even at the center. But stage 5, 31 players, that's a huge number. And all the teams will try to get Desmond a winner chicken dinner. Because the aura will go plus million if you manage to grab a winner chicken dinner in such kind of a setting. Yeah, that too by domination. Where all the teams have enough advantage as you do. So it's a even Steven competition in terms of cover. Team AG, they need to get their hands on winner chicken dinner with this kind of position inside the circle. By the way, they'll be expecting a favor from the circle too. Millar gets finished out. Modern and Esports are they eliminated from this game? They're down to just 2 now. Modern and Esports didn't really give up that easily. So they will fight back. Ang and Poach, the duo surviving. They're fighting Team MVP for now, even expecting a favor from the circle too. But where is it gonna head to? Oh, we are gonna witness a centralized shift. So Modern and Esports, they are inside the circle. Even Team AG is into the circle. But now Team 4HB will try to secure the circle. So AG has to take care of them. Modern and Esports, they need to watch their back because APX Esports might try towards Modern and Esports. They might move towards Modern and Esports. That's just Golden Prime, a solo player surviving for Team APX and Modern at Esports. That'll be an easy fight for them, not that much difficult, but they'll have to be ready. And the worst case scenario would be one of the players of Modern at Esports getting knocked out by Team MVP and then Golden Prime showing up. So that will be so much unlucky for Team Modern, and I hope that doesn't happen. And MVP Esports, even now, they've got a position inside the circle. Modern Esports keeps on troubling them as Potion gets so much low. Poach with a accurate spray. Archer gets knocked out. 4 HP Esports getting desperate as they're losing the circle. So they want to reposition themselves into the circle. Fight happening against 1987 Esports. Steino is the last man standing. He moves in. Hayes flushes out all the players. And is Hayes the last man standing? Yup. It's going to be a 1v1 fight. It's going to be a delight to watch. And Hayes popping in that bandage. What was he doing there? He wasn't that much of hair about Dino, I guess. Dino closed in. And he was just popping in that first aid, that bandage. Just onto his weapon. But Golden Prime doing the third party. Eliminating Dino. So 4 Hungry Brothers. They are eliminated from this game too. So 6 teams, 11 players. Modern Esports unleashing on Golden Prime. But he'll be lucky that he didn't get taken down. He didn't got taken down. Six teams, 11 players. MVP Esports has to move 14 meters into the circle. It's an open circle, maybe. Modern at Esports, they'll be so much lucky in this game that the circle keeps on favoring them. And in the last game as well, I mean, the circle was just next to the door. They drop in Ferropia in Erangel. Circle formed in the nearby areas, so that was a blessing for Team Modern, but they still couldn't convert that game, which is sad. Because when the circle forms in the nearby area of your drop location, you have tons and tons of experience of your drop location, so you should be able to convert that kind of a game. So Modern couldn't do that. They want to cover it up in this Miramar game. MVP Esports deploying those smokes again. Potion getting low. Modern Esports getting a really good damage for themselves. Potion successfully pops in that first aid. Maybe that was Z77 who went for that spray. Coffee gets knocked out. Oh, what a retaliation that was. Z77 trying to flush out Goblin. Potion versus Wanted. It's a 1v1 fight. And Wanted has tremendous amount of cover. And Potion will be taken down. So MVP Esports, they're eliminated on 4th position. Modern at Esports, I guess this winner chicken dinner will be theirs because they're still maintaining the numbers factor. Just 3 teams and 4 players alive. Just 3 eliminations secured by Modern at Esports. It was completely a survival-oriented gameplay by Team Modern, as they desperately wanted to get this winner chicken dinner and get back on the points table. But one thing is true. From the last game, it was Team TCE who were the head of the table on the points table, and they will continue to dominate. And Modern Esports has such a sweet spot inside the circle, the height advantage. The Wanted has been seen there. And I guess Poach with this grenade will end Modern, will end Wanted. That grenade was just shot. Now he goes with that Molotov. And Wanted will start moving now. In these open areas. That was Yasud who took down Wanted, and Yasud will be taken down too. So that's the end. Modern Esports getting that winner with just 4 eliminations, which is kind of underrated, but fine. 14 points out of this game. A good comeback on the points table, a better position on the points table. And they now need to prepare themselves for the upcoming rondo. We'll be taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back with match number 3. Till then, like, subscribe. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Rondo. It's time for match number three. Yeah, the map which excites me a lot because a lot of things happen in the initial stages of this game. A lot of fights we see, the flight path initiating from the south, finishing off towards the east, basically in the northern regions of Mehran, and favoring the eastern regions of Rondo, the southeastern regions. The first circle is pretty much critical here. The first circle kind of decides where the game is gonna head to, what type of fights we'll see from the initial stages of the game. So a lot of teams might head towards New York's factory. Yulin is far away from the flight path. And the first circle favors the central regions of Rondo map. New York's factory is deep inside this circle, so the fights happening in New York's factory will be a bit time consuming. Teams can even head towards Yulin and can also try to access the recall towers that are deep inside the circle, especially the recall tower in the south of Stadium. Whichever team gets the access of the recall tower will be not scared of losing the recall phase because they'll be repositioning themselves in a better way inside the circle. Potion knocking down Omar, Roxy Esports, and that's a bad start for Team Roxy. Robbie unleashes on Z77, gets that knock. And the flush too. Oh no, that frag got stolen. Wow. So Roxy Esports losing elimination here. Now the Robbie, where is he gonna run? He doesn't have much space to move. He doesn't have much healings. Just his teammate along with him. Revolution Esports, they are in the factory, but one of the players is out. I don't know why. Why they're making a split here, because it's very risky. You need all your players to be together. APX Esports, 2 elims. And Roxy Esports will be completely manhandled by APX. The third elimination will be secured too. And Roxy Esports, their recall phase is now officially over. They have to now reposition themselves into the circle. Roxy Esports trying hard. G is out of this game. Z77 gets that recall. Even G will be getting one. But wanted now, he's the solo guy standing, and he has to understand this responsibility of getting maximum amount of eliminations in this recall phase. Because he's the solo guy, and Ritzy Esports hasn't got any elimination point till now. So Ritzy Esports, if they want to spend a good time here in Rondo, they need to start off well. So all eyes on Wanted, how well he does. By the way, it's going to be Paid Esports who will be challenging Paid Esports. 2 Paid Esports, by the way, in the lobby. APX Esports, their recall phase is over. Revolution getting more elims for them now. 3, they'll be third elimination, they'll be hopping on 2. And immediately New York's factory, this area will be cleared out. That was a hell of a fight. A lot of teams have been eliminated. And I guess there is a need to change this meta. I mean, always heading to his New York's factory. It needs to be changed. There are other drop locations. And you will save time if you drop on an isolated drop location. And you loot and then you search and hunt. That will be more convenient. And you can initiate fights in a more relaxed way. You don't have to be caught in a chaotic situation or keep fighting your opponents continuously. Crazy gets more eliminations for him. Yeah, that would be a more convenient way in my opinion. Dropping out peacefully and then hunting and getting eliminations. That is less chaotic, and whatever is less chaotic is more beneficial. That is what I feel. And now most of the teams, the solo players are alive here in New York's factory. With just Team MN, Team Mana. But wow, Team Nana, that is. The 2 players are here in New York's factory, and they believe that they will be able to utilize the recall tower close to New York's factory. They believe. I hope they succeed, because These two players are now alive. Vinod and Lyrox, they're already out, so nobody is present on the record tower for now. And if Team Nana fails here, it's going to be a permanent elimination coming in for them. And that's what they don't want. To get eliminated right in the initial stage. They spent a really good time in Irango. And yeah, Miramar was pretty much harsh for the teams who spent a really good time in Irango. Crazy, surrounded by players. Crazy will be cooked too. So Paid Esports getting 4 eliminations in this record phase. That's a pretty decent start in my opinion. And all the record tasks that are present inside the circle, they've been taken control by teams and players. So if you want to recall your teammates, you have to go out of the circle. You have to travel miles. APX Esports trying to save Tug side by side. They'll be getting 2 more elims for them. Fletcher gets knocked out, so now just one last player surviving for Team Nana. Unknown will be taken down too, so I guess Team Nana becomes the first team. Not the first team. Wow, a lot of teams have been eliminated from this game. Even Team Sage Esports, Team Nana MVP, and Team GE as well. So that is unexpected. The teams who are not in contention points table have already given up. I think so. Because they went all in this Rondo game. And you usually do that when you have nothing to lose, nothing to win. So this kind of a strategy is usually showcased by teams. Second circle has been initiated, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Second circle moves for a northern shift. This track, the southeast edge of the circle. New York's factory is now out. So Blue Zone will force the teams to push fights. TCE is struggling with the attendance of players. And it's a 1v1 now between Dowd and Dazon. And both the players are scared to go all in for that fight. Both the players taking so much precautions. Dazon is in the corner. Dowd just sneaks out of that compound. Doesn't want to take much risk. Red Sea Esports, 3 limbs. EMP Zone smashes them. Red Sea Esports is going for that loot for now. They've had a decent record phase, just Wanted hard carrying his team, but Wanted is out of this game, and the question is that a permanent elimination, or he's going to be brought back into this game? Is Red Sea Esports in search of record stars? Maybe after this EMP zone is over, Z77 will try to move and provide recall to his statement, but RTZ Esports, they're on the southern edge. And a dry phase now in this game. It's a huge dry air. Because teams are not fighting. They are just regrouping, they're just trying to grab a good portion of the circle. And right now, RTZ Esports, they are keeping an eye on Paid Esports. Maybe they're looking for a breach to make into that compound. They're looking for a knock. Paid Esports has no clue, so they gotta watch their footsteps. They gotta watch their steps wherever they move. They have to be very much cautious because one knock will completely everything. Paid Esports, they were rotating, and I'm surprised how Red Sea Esports didn't try to get off their rotation. They allowed them to move. That is RTZ Esports who allowed them to move and then cut off their rotation. And Paid Esports successfully rotates it. Stage 3 has been initiated, by the way, and Circle moves for a eastern shift. And now fight happening in the southwest. Paid Esports losing their players. There's a rotational clash happening. And the CMB zone is going to be a problem here for Paid Esports, so it's better if they move out of here to a safe area. Because holding here for a long time won't be a profitable decision. Roxy Esports is going to give everything in this third game to make it count in the last Erangel game. They need a huge amount of elimination and a winner chicken dinner. I mean, they need a huge amount of eliminations and a winner chicken dinner associated with huge eliminations. That's the only way they'll be able to bring themselves into contention They need to get it done. Apex Esports, by the way, getting the 7th elimination. Apex Esports in a sort of good touch in this Toronto game. They're playing really well. Maintain a really good pace till now. But Chuck gets knocked out. As soon as I praised Team APX, they face a casualty. That is so sad. That is not Caster's curse, ladies and gentlemen. Golden Prime, he regroups with his teammates, so maybe Chuck doesn't have any recall. That's why Golden Prime avoided that split, and he reunites with his teammates so that he can contribute in this fight too. It's going to be a 4v3 fight, and 4 Hungry Brothers, they're really hungry for success. 7 eliminations, they have 2. Danju gets knocked down. Dino is tremendously low. Danju, well, he's still knocked out, and Dino got flushed out there. Danju will be flushed out too. Archer and Kajla, these 2 players are way behind. And maybe 4 Hungry Brothers, they still have recalls. Archer and Kajla, are they going to head towards that compound? Or are they going to retreat from here? That was a risky pickup by Archer. But 4 Hungry Brothers, they're now heading to... Oh my god! Did Kajla knock down a player there? Wow, one of the players of Team Apex Esports got knocked out. That was Golden Prime. No, there was somebody else, I guess. That was somebody else who got knocked out. I thought that a small burst in retaliation knocked out Golden Prime, but that didn't happen. By the way, Stage 4 has been initiated. Circle moves for a southwestern shift. And just 2 teams are right now present inside the circle. But there are high probabilities that the upcoming shift will ditch Apex Esports. So what if they head towards property right now, which is right at the center where Team 400 are heading? Are they going to take the risk to chase down 4 Hungry Brothers? By the way, Roxy Esports, Leo Messi is the second last player surviving for Roxy Esports. Caesar is still alive, but I don't know where he is. Leo Messi is in a 1v1 fight. By the way, he doesn't know about D-Zone, that he is still into this compound. That's why Leo Messi, he has no fear in his mind. And he's going into open areas to loot. Yeah, he doesn't know about D-Zone. But D-Zone is not ready to fight Leo Messi. And he has to understand the fact that he doesn't have much time here in this compound. Either he has to fight or he has to get out of here so that he can move towards the circle. Because he doesn't have much healings. And now the blue zone has started to move. And the 5th state is going to be the dead zone. By the way, Leo Messi will sneak out of that compound and he'll be reuniting with his teammate, Caesar. Apex Esports now, it's a huge challenge for them as a Slamming comes in by Team 977. And look at Taz, look at Jonathan, what angles they are holding right now. Golden Prime gets knocked out, Chasm breaching in. But such a great position right now, Team 977 Esports has. There's no doubt Golden Prime is going to get flushed out there and Chasm will get that revival. But those grenades needs to be on point if Apex Esports wants to change something in this fight. Shiro knocks down Hayes, that is brilliant. And now Jonathan and Taz has the threat of getting knocked out. Shiro does really well, Taz is low. And Team 977 Esports, they're under tremendous pressure. Shiro goes for another one, knocks down Jonathan! And that's a 1v2 by Shiro, just with grenades. But Taz stops Shiro there. Roby is going to be the last man standing. It's a 1v1 for survival. It's a do-or-die situation. But RM Esports shows up out of nowhere. But Roby, you got to understand, it's just a 1v1 fight left against Team 977 Esports. You have to finish that fight. Eliminate 977 Esports. They're comparatively a vulnerable target. 5th circle moves for a southern shift. And I predicted this. I was expecting this. The circle would completely go for a southern shift, and that happened here. So RM Esports, they don't afford to stretch this fight like a rubber band. They gotta get out of here. They will sneak out. They went into that compound just to get some extra eliminations for them. But since Stage 5 has ditched them completely. They don't have enough time, just 27 seconds, so just for few eliminations, risking your winner chicken dinner is not that good investment. Roby versus 977 esports. And Roby still has the option. He can still head towards the circuit, but I don't know why he is being so much stubborn here. He just wants to eliminate 977 esports, but he didn't do anything when he had the chance to eliminate 977. So he had to just close in and initiate that 1v1 fight against Stars, but he got prepared for Team RM, and instead RM did nothing. It just collected information, just poked into that fight, and then stepped out. And that became a problem for Roby. Captain losing his teammate. That is sad, but he makes it to the circle. And now he has to find a spot where he can hold, and this step is comparatively a better position. So I guess Captain will survive here. It's a good time. Meiji maintaining the number in this game, but Amrit Aisha is going to be the last man standing. And I guess Meiji is going to get eliminated. Amrit will be taken down by GE, and that's the end. Team AG is out, they're eliminated from this game. By the way, Modern Esports, they're ready to fight 400 brothers. Modern moving in with absolute coordination and communication. Millar is so much low. Porch gets taken down by Archer. And Millar will be smashed by Castle, and that's the end. Modern Esports gets eliminated on 8th position. 7 teams, 11 players. Circle favors Team APX. Lost my mind. He's in such a wide open area. Even that vehicle burst. It's game over for Paid Esports, but that will be Archer from 4 Hungry Brothers. Will be getting his eyes on Lost My Mind. And that is game over for Paid Esports. They're out on 7th position. 6 teams, 9 players are now alive. This is stage 6. Apex Esports, they are continuously being favored by the circuit. Just one critical rotation they had to execute, and Roby did a great job there. And after that rotation, he got such a sweet spot inside the circle. All he have to do is just hold there. All he has to do is just hold there. He doesn't have to move much. Just quietly sit there. You don't want to be overwhelmed between all these teams. RTZ will be taken down. Team RTZ, they are eliminated on 6th position. So 5 teams, 8 players. Task will be seen by Captain. 977 is eliminated on 5th. 4 Hungry Brothers Circle moves away from them again, and wow! One spray and both the players, they will be finished. Roby will be seen by Captain. So now it's just a 1v3 left. And Captain doesn't have much area to move. And then grenade. Oh, that will be a spray coming in from RTZ Z77. And that's the end. RTZ 77 will put in the final half minute. Ritzy Esports. 12 eliminations. Winner, chicken dinner. A big jump on the points table. And that's the end of match number 3. We'll be taking a short break, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back with Irango, which is going to be explosive right from the start. Till then, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for match number 4. It's time for Erangel, and my goodness, look at this. Is this a night mode? What the hell is this? Is that a rendering problem? I don't know what's wrong with the game after the update. My PC is good, guys. Don't blame me for this. By the way, circular initiates from the both governors off towards the southwestern regions of the Western Hospital City. Not a lot of teams have dropped till now out of the plane, but now teams have started to drop out. Modern esports, they're heading towards this Napolina change in drop location by their side. A lot of teams are dropping in Pachinki and school apartments regions. The first circle even allows that. So we're going to witness a lot of fights coming in from Pachinki. It's going to be a hot drop battle like New York's factory. But here, there are going to be no recalls. APX, even they're heading towards Pachinki. Can esports heads towards Boatyard, playing a bit safe. Team 11 heading towards Rozhok, Team 16 heading towards Rozhok, Team 7 heading to a school apartment, and in a drop clash against Team 8 maybe. So let's see now who wins this Pachinki battle. A lot of teams are present, probably 4 or maybe 5. 5 teams right now in Pachinki. Paid Esports starts off bad. Nushi is out. Paid Esports just down to 3 players. Who are they fighting? They're fighting Paid Esports. So it's probably the second time I'm seeing Paid Esports versus Paid Esports happening. The other Paid Esports that is teammating, they're just down to 1 player. Try. He's fighting hard. Yazuro, he moves in and puts in the final nail in the coffin. Paid Esports, they're eliminated from this game. On 16th position. But lost my mind. Even he'll be flushed out there by Omar of Roxy Esports. And Roxy Esports has to be very much careful because Team 19 is closing in. And it's a sandwich situation against Team RTZ. And RTZ Esports adding Soban in the lineup, a new player showing up. One of the players is benched. I don't know why, what made them change the lineup in this last game, but completely a out of the box decision by their side. Rio is knocked out. Serban got affected by that Molotov, but not much. 977 Esports cautiously trying to close in the distance. They're in the outer skirts of Pachinki, not in a sandwich situation, not being overwhelmed between 2-3 teams at a time. Bloodlust gets knocked out. Uh-oh, RTZ gets knocked out too, so now just one last player surviving with Serban. That will be an easy revival opportunity for him. Rio is flushed out. The 977 Esports, between all this, they don't need any eliminations here. They want all the other teams to fight. The 977 Esports would like to take down just one last team, surviving in Pachinki by doing that third party. Not in a hurry they are. So a very cheeky strategy there by Team 977 Esports. They want to do the smart work to conquer Pachinki, not the hard work. No eliminations till now. And look at Chasm, how much out of this fighting zone he is. Douglas again going for the revival, Roxy Esports. Now that attack coming in from Team 977, Scarface gets knocked out, but Roxy Esports will be getting a knock in retaliation. Taz is knocked out. And can Roxy Esports capitalize from here? Bloodlust this time. He'll be retaliating greatly, and Al-Arabi, he is knocked out. Jonathan wants to cross and revive his teammate. Omar, he has pinned down Jonathan. Jonathan successfully crosses, and that's going to be a easier if happening. Taz will be saved. Scarface will be saved too. And one of the players of RTZ Esports is providing so much information about the player positioning. RTZ wasn't flushed out, and he did a great job there by providing all the information to Bloodlust and Serban. And now he will be saved. Yup. He will be saved. He's barely surviving in 10 HP. Serban keeping an eye. So there's nobody who can cross and close in. Serban has a really good position. But Omar, he is very stubborn. He crossed. He didn't know about Serban. He just took an initiative then. He'll be succeeding. He didn't let his thoughts control him. 977 East was there fighting Paid Esports in the other corner of the Pachinki. Chasm is knocked out. And Hades is trying to save Chasm. But that's not gonna work. You'll have to defeat Bait Esports first. That's the only way you'll be able to save Chasm. Without that, it's almost impossible. A lot of teams have been eliminated. Snuz finishes Chasm. 977 Esports now. They faced a casualty. That will be the 4th elimination secured by Team Paid Esports. Most of the fights have happened here in Pochinki. Roxy Esports. Al-Arabi wouldn't be saved. But it's a 3v3 fight now. This is going to be an epic fight. Now, RTC Esports, they usually need just one chance to bounce back, and they've done that. And now I have to see that will RTC Esports be able to win this fight? And will they be able to win Pochinki? Because this is going to be a huge accomplishment for them. MVP Esports, they're eliminated from this game on 13th position. Side by side, 4 Hungry Brothers, they are fighting too. Kazla gets knocked out. Cobra, Tango, the duel surviving. And Archer and Kazla went too far. That's the reason why they'll be caught by Team TCE. And they'll be facing a elimination right now. Ela gets caught. Fight happening against Team Tana. MN versus NN. Ang gets knocked out. And just one last player surviving. Is it Poach? Oh my goodness! What a short connection! That was by Poach. Wow. And 2 players were alive. Aldec was healing himself. That was a nasty short connection with the pump shot. Modern Esports survives. 11 teams, 34 players, circle moves for Eastern shifts. RTD Esports down to 2. Bloodlust connects. That S12 gate takes down 2. Roxy Esports fell on their face. Just one last player. That's Scarface. 1v1. Scarface is avoiding it. He's falling back. He's running away. He needs some time to settle down. He's been through a lot. And that's overwhelming. Omar is out of this game. And I said it. RTC Esports usually needs one chance to bounce back. And they got it. And they're going to punish all the other teams for that. 977 Esports, they're still fighting Team Paid. And now Taz got knocked out. So 977 Esports. No, Taz didn't get knocked out. He knocked out his opponent. Paid Esports giving a really hard fight to 977 Esports. And now it's about the one last battle. Because Nurse is the last player surviving, but Loki just sitting there in that corner, in that shack, not moving much. Scarface connects that S12 really well. And Roxy Esports takes the revenge. RTC gets eliminated on 11th position. 10 teams, 29 players are now alive. Scarface moving ahead for other fight. But it was Ritzy Esports who was trying to get their hands on Scarface. And Scarface just sneaks out of that quickly. Modern Esports, well, they are eliminated. A start for Team APX. Will be getting off the mark with those 2 elims. And now the aim is to take down Sun, who is in OTR. And that's a huge surprise to me because Canex dropping in OTR, not even moving out, just staying there and inviting teams on the drop location to fight. Well, all the other teams, they're searching and hunting, even Ritzy Esports, but I guess they've heard the gunshots, and Ritzy Esports would like to fight the teams that are fighting in open areas, or they are playing passively. That is the question. But Ritzy Esports, they spotted Team APX, that's the open area safe with a good tracing, but the retaliation coming in, and Safe needs to protect himself too. He needs to keep himself safe. Tuck is knocked down, and there's going to be no less. The drag is going to be stolen. Wanted gets that elimination. He steals it. But it's all fair. It's the Esports. They're off the mark. NX Esports won't be happy with that, but there's nothing they can do about it. And now TCE Esports gracing Pochinki with their presence. D77 on the other side gets knocked out. That's going to be Roby. And Apex Esports to turn the tide. That was a long-range knock. So Ritz Esports will get enough time to revive their teammate. But Kinex Esports now stepping out of boat's yard. They're trying to pin down Ritz Esports. D77. Wow, Nolas didn't take the risk to get out of the vehicle and finish the 7 there. And he messes up again. So he's running out of chances. Oh, it's a 1v1. Nolas got a surprise by GE. Nolas almost missed up, but brilliantly Dark only. Provides a hell lot of cover there to Nolas. JE will be put to sleep. Canex gets 2 limbs. RTC down to 2, safe and wanted. They are far away. But Canex Esports, they are charged up now. They are taking care of their opponents. By the way, Seth, he's in a 1v1 fight against Captain. And now an exchange of grenades will happen between Captain and Seth. Wanted. Maybe he'll regroup with Seth right now. Because he needs to assist his teammate in this fight. RTC Esports, they're running out of chances. They're running out of opportunities. Another grenade, and that was a really close call. Seth was about to get knocked out. Another one. Captain misses this time. And maybe Zev should now head to his safe area because he's been pulling this fight like a rubber band. He's been getting nothing. And you'd always want to reposition yourself in a fight. You're gonna hold the same position for a very long time, and that's what Zev has been doing till now. Wanted. By the way, he'll be creating a flank angle there. And now Ritz Esports understood that they ran out of chances. This is the time now to withdraw from this fight. Stage 3, by the way, has been initiated. And all the teams alive right now are going a bit passive, but 4 Hungry Brothers, they'll be fighting Team Sage on the southwest edge of the circle. It's gonna take... But that's not Team Sage, that's Team Revolution. Team Sage already got eliminated. They're not alive. Were they even playing in this game? No, they were not even part of this game. So Team Sage didn't even participate. Now, 4 Hungry Brothers versus Revolution. And Revolution not really catching anybody's attention. Just playing quietly. They've been very much patient till now. Very much peaceful. But here they go in for that slam in. Desperation now from Team Revolution can be easily seen. 4 Hungry Brothers, it will be difficult for them to tackle this 2v4 fight. And Danzo gets knocked out. Cobra cannot go down because of that Molotov. He's restricted there. It's a 1v3 fight left because one of the players of Revolution has been knocked out. Cobra will be taken down by Aslan, and that's the end. Revolution eliminates Team 4 HB on 8th position. 7 teams and 17 players are now alive. APX Esports, who is going to be the next target. Who are they going to focus? Who are they going to target now? Who are they going to fight against? But one thing is true that APX might not be able to win the finals, but yeah, they can win hearts. They can farm. They can fetch out aura for them. They can do aura farming. But now the pace has been slowed down. Jonathan, who is he taking precautions from? Why is he moving so quietly? There's literally no team around. Wanted is the closest guy, who is probably 300-400 meters away. Jonathan is quite scared here that somebody will hear his footsteps, but there is literally nobody around. By the way, Roxy Esports versus Team APX and Revolution. Their attention will be drawn in between. Scarface will be taken down by Roby. Very smartly, Roby, using that grenade, finishing Scarface. Revolution Esports. Are they closing in for a slam in? If they do now, it will be great for them because it will be just a 4v1 fight. And they can steal a elimination too. They'll be a bit late before closing in. And Team APX, they've settled down. Situation becomes manageable for them. And this is the kind of team which cannot be controlled, which is hard to control even if you have the numbers advantage factor. And APX Esports, most of the times, they turn these kind of situations completely. So even if it's a 2v4 fight, there's a high probability that APX Esports will give you a high amount of casualties or huge challenges to win that fight. So it's not easy to win this fight, even if it's a 2v4 for Team Revolution. Stage 4, by the way, has been initiated. Second moves for a sudden shift. Jonathan, finally, I guess he'll now step out of Pachinki. Well, TCE, suppose they got a winner chicken in the first Erangel. And there are high probabilities that they'll get a winner chicken in and they're in the last Erangel too. But Revolution, they're closed in. Roby would like to put in some challenges for Team Revolution. It's not going to come easy for them. Shiro got a bit low there, but he'll heal himself. And Roby now is in a bad position because he might get caught by grenades. Because he doesn't even have any extended mag there. They'll have to keep on reloading. But Shiro knocking down E-Skill. Good cover coming in by Shiro. Good coordination there between Roby and Shiro. Roby takes down another one, so Aslan gets knocked out. And this is what I was talking about, that APX Esports knows how to turn a fight into their favor, even if they have numbers disadvantage. Oh, Roby got confused there. Overcommitting. Didn't let Shiro join in a close range fight. And Roby completely taking things in his hands. That's the reason why he'll be eliminated there. And our Team Revolution. Oh, E-Skill might get knocked out. That was a really close call. E-Skill is still alive. And Shiro now just has to wait. Because Revolution Esports, they will themselves take the initiative and close in. Anubis finishing no less of Gen X. That was a surprise for Gen X. They didn't know about PC Esports present in their back in the areas. And immediately TCE Esports, they take advantage of the situation and they start to close in. And Anubis, the man, will be leading his team from front. But Zero will escape. He'll sneak out. He'll tank that fight for now. Look at Shiro, how much low he is. Still fighting hard like a warrior. But he will be taken down by Abu John. That's the end. APX Esports, they're eliminated on 6th position. But Captain knocking down E-Skill. Abu John is the last man standing. And Revolution Esports losing their grip on this fight. Even Team TCE showing up in the same compound. Where is Ridzi Esports? Where is Jonathan? Where are they going to start moving? When are they going to fight? By the way, Abu John is moving out to revive his teammate. And by that time, TCE Esports, they'll be taking on Team Gun X. And this is where Team Revolution will be buying enough amount of time for themselves to just go for that revival. And maybe they will go for the third party approach on Team Gun X. Team Gun X is the team who has a lot of threat of getting eliminated here. Even if they win this fight, Revolution will go for the third party. Zero gets touched out. Captain gets knocked out. Dark only is so much low and he'll be taken down too. So within a fraction of a second there, Gun X gets eliminated. Jonathan is pretty close. Wanted. He's traveling towards the circle. Maybe Jonathan will hold inside the squad house. But TC is on a hunt. They are searching for opponents and they're mauling them. 8 eliminations already. So they just have to move around the squad house and they'll easily spot Jonathan there. Oh, Wanted! What a tracing that was! And within a fraction of a second, TCE, they're down to 2 players. That was unexpected. And Anubis, even he might get knocked out. So till now, TCE, they were extremely dominant. And within a fraction of a second now, the fights, they are now even. Steven even Dowd gets knocked out by E-Skill. Flush comes in immediately. And TCE losing their grip on this game. Losing everything they had. The domination, the aura, the advantages. Everything is now gone. Now Team Revolution has the most probabilities of winning this game. Well, Anubis, he cannot be underestimated. And what if he pulls out a 1v2 here against Team Revolution? What if he turns this into a 1v1v1, a triple threat in Circle 5? It is possible. By the way, Jonathan, he pushes on to Wanted, and he wins that 1v1 fight. Sorry. He wins that 1v1 fight. And Ritzy Esports Wanted. He gave some nasty blows to Team TCE, but finally he'll be taken down by Jonathan. And now 3 teams, 4 players. Anubis keeping his eye on Team Revolution as they're the closest threat. Jonathan just relaxing in the other corner of the circle, getting himself in a good position. Because all you have to do is just go for the third party. But even his position is compromised right now. Revolution Esports has a really good idea about what's going on around them. What's going on in this circle, where the players are actually. And Circle now favors no team. Circle moves for a Western shift. And this is the point where this game needs to end. This game needs to end now. Revolution Esports has to eliminate both the players. Because while moving towards the circle, there is a chance that they will face more casualties. But Anubis, even he has to move, so he will be baited there. And even Jonathan as well. And Anubis is moving from the south. Jonathan has already started to move. So if he grabs the circle first, 977 Esports might end up winning this game, where Jonathan will pin down all the players out of the circle. He'll gatekeep the circle. He won't allow any team to enter. That will be a hell of a problem for players. E-Skill just gets the edge of the circle for himself, deploys those smokes really well, cutting off the angle of Jonathan. But E-Skill doesn't know there's a time bomb ticking right next to him. And the time bomb can explode at any moment, ruining everything for E-Skill. Abidjan deliberately is waiting out of the circuit to get off the rotation of Anubis. Anubis watches Jonathan, spots Jonathan, and that's the end. Elimination for 977. Anubis, last player standing. Abidjan has a off-guard angle. E-Skill will be spotted. Anubis unleashes. And it's just a matter of time. Blue zone mauling Anubis. He pops in that first aid, survives by the Beresford Martin. Abidjan shows up, takes down Anubis, and that's the end. Team Revolution claims the victory with 7 elims in this Erangel game. That's the end, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all guys have enjoyed, and if yes, make sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. And that's the end, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be taking a leave. We'll be meeting in the next event. Till then, bye bye, good night, and take care.